Just as companies like Tesla and BYD were pouring billions of dollars into the electric vehicle race, Honda made an unexpected move. Honda developed a new engine that has created a stir in the global market. People are asking, has Honda truly created something that will make battery-powered vehicles think twice? Is the future of electric vehicles in jeopardy? What is it about this engine that has the world calling it a game changer? This is no ordinary engine. It's a true hybrid beast of the future. It has the power of petrol and the economy of electric vehicles. No worries about finding a charging station, no worries about battery life, just a smooth drive, low costs, and tremendous mileage. And this is why the question now arises, should Elon Musk be worried? Is BYD about to lose sleep? In this video, we'll explain in simple terms how Honda's revolutionary new engine works its true purpose, and how it could disrupt the car industry in the future. So before continuing, subscribe to our channel to be the first to see such exciting updates. When the world was madly in the pursuit of EVs, when every major company was trying to prove that the future is electric, Honda did something no one had imagined. Tesla, BYD, Hyundai, and MG all were spending billions of dollars on battery technology, charging stations, and range enhancements. But the real problem remained. The hassle of charging, the cost of batteries, reduced range in cold weather, and the need to constantly stop and recharge during long journeys. The world was engrossed in the EV craze, but the truth was that the world wasn't fully prepared for it, especially in countries where charging stations were scarce. Electricity was expensive, or power outages were common. In such a scenario, Honda made a sudden move that changed the entire game. Honda didn't just see these weaknesses of EVs, it deeply understood them. They understood that people wanted electric cars, but didn't want to endure the hassles of EVs. Therefore, Honda declared, EVs aren't the future. The future lies in seamlessly fitting into people's daily lives. With this thought in mind, Honda focused entirely on hybrid technology. What does hybrid mean? The power of petrol and the savings of electric vehicles. No worry about charging, no fear of battery life. Just drive and go. Honda realized that all the shortcomings of the EV industry stem from here. Expensive batteries, long charging times, reduced range in the cold, and ever-rising electricity prices. And that's why Honda declared hybrids the true future. Now, Honda is not just a powerhouse in the idea, but also a powerful force in the market. Today, Honda is one of the world's most trusted and largest auto companies, according to 2023 to 24. Data, Honda sold approximately 3.8 to 4 million vehicles worldwide. In the US alone, Honda's sales exceeded 1 million. Honda cars and bikes appear on the bestseller lists in all markets: India, Japan, Thailand, and Indonesia. This means Honda didn't just sell cars last year. Honda proved to the market that people still prefer petrol and hybrids over EVs due to reliability. Honda's understanding comes from experience. While EV companies were stuck with batteries, Honda was addressing real-world problems. For example, in many countries, people can't install chargers at home because there's no parking. Electricity is expensive in many places. In some places, the cold is so severe that EV's range is halved. Honda stated, people want a car that's affordable, comfortable to drive, and fuel-efficient. Hybrids are the answer. Honda's hybrid technology has steadily strengthened over the past 10 years. The Honda City Hybrid, Honda Accord Hybrid, and CR-V Hybrid have demonstrated to the world that an electric-feeling drive can be achieved even without charging. Furthermore, the fuel economy is astounding. The Honda City Hybrid delivers 27 to 28 liters L in India, while the Accord Hybrid offers EV-like performance in the US. Honda achieved this by recognizing the shortcomings of EVs. New hybrid engine. Not just an engine, a complete system. Honda's new hybrid engine isn't just an engine. It's a complete smart system that automatically decides when to use petrol power and when to engage the electric motor. It's as if there are two drivers inside the car working together to deliver the smoothest, most economical, and most powerful drive. To understand this, we need to understand what a hybrid engine actually does and how the two power sources complement each other. First, understand that this system consists of three major parts: a petrol engine, an electric motor, and a small battery pack. However, there's no large, expensive battery like in an EV. This small battery pack charges itself while the car is driving, so you don't need to find a charging station. This is the biggest advantage. Now let's talk about how it works. When the car is moving at slow speeds, such as in city traffic at a signal or on a busy road, the electric motor pulls the car. The petrol engine during this time either charges the battery or doesn't work at all. The advantage of this is that petrol consumption is significantly reduced and noise is also reduced, making the drive feel much smoother. Now imagine you're on the highway needing to accelerate or overtake. The petrol engine activates. The petrol engine provides more power, while the electric motor also contributes to the acceleration. This teamwork allows the car to accelerate easily, and the driver doesn't feel a lack of power. We can call this a dual power boost. In other words, both petrol and electric motor together perform the same functions that an EV would attempt alone, but without the stress of charging. Another interesting thing, whenever you brake or the car slows down, the electric motor becomes a generator, converting the heat of the brakes into electricity and storing it in the battery. This is called regen braking. It charges the battery completely free of charge. In other words, the car keeps charging itself. This feature is also available in EVs, but it's more beneficial in hybrids because the petrol engine also helps charge the battery. Honda's EIHF system is unique because the petrol engine operates as a generator most of the time, providing electricity to the motor instead of driving the car. This makes the car drive as smooth as an EV, but power is still available from the petrol engine. Sometimes the car operates in electric-only mode. The petrol engine is off and the battery powers the motor. This significantly saves fuel. When the battery runs low, the petrol engine immediately starts and charges the battery. This all happens automatically. The driver doesn't have to do anything. The most interesting thing is that this entire system has zero charging anxiety. People with EVs always worry about running out of battery power, whether they'll find a charging station or how long it will take to charge. But Honda's hybrid says forget all that. If you run out of petrol, refill it in 5 minutes and the battery charges automatically. Because of this, the system is also perfect for long distances, whether you drive in the city or in the mountains. Whether it's hot or cold, whether the battery is half full or full, the car keeps running without stopping. The biggest weakness of EV and how Honda has solved it. Now let's talk about the thing which is the biggest concern of the entire EV industry today, and because of which millions of people still hesitate to buy an electric vehicle. We are talking about the three biggest weaknesses of EV. And it is really interesting to know how Honda has solved all these problems through its new engine. So the first and the biggest problem is charging time. Even though EV vehicles look modern, are full of technology, but when it comes to charging, EV is still far behind. Imagine if you are in a hurry somewhere and your car's battery runs out, then you may have to waste 1 to 2 hours in charging. That too if you get a fast charger. And if slow charging is required, it can take the whole night. Now tell me who will charge the car for so long every day? Now let's move on to Honda's new hyper-hybrid engine. You don't have to worry about charging in this. No need to install a charging point at home. No hassle of finding a charging station. This Honda engine automatically charges the battery while running, and when more power is needed, the petrol engine becomes active. That is, it does not stop, does not slow down, just keep going. This is the reason why this engine is best for those who travel long distances or live in cities where EV charging infrastructure is still weak. The second big problem is battery degradation. The battery of an EV is not a mobile phone battery that is cheap. It costs lakhs of rupees, and with every charge-discharge cycle, its performance gradually falls. That is, after 2 to 3 years, your EV does not perform as it used to when it was new. Sometimes replacing the battery is so expensive that people think, let's just buy a new car. Now that is not a wise thing to do, is it? Honda's hyper-hybrid engine has a great solution to this problem. It uses the battery in a smart way because it has a dual motor system. One motor is only for charging the battery, so the battery never gets overloaded. Also, the balance of the petrol engine and the electric motor works so well that there is no extra pressure on the battery. meaning longer battery life, less maintenance and savings too. The third, and perhaps the least understood problem, is the performance of EVs drops in cold places. EVs have lithium-ion batteries, and the truth is that these batteries do not work well in cold places. The battery range can drop by 30 to 40% in winter. That is, if your EV runs 300 kilometers on a single charge in summer, then the same vehicle will run only 180 to 200 kilometers in winter. And this is the reason why people in snowy areas are afraid of EV. Honda's hyper-hybrid system has also ended this tension, because when the temperature drops and the battery performance decreases, then the petrol engine takes over the entire responsibility. Meaning, whether it snows or hails, your vehicle will never stop. And this is why this hybrid system is perfect for every season. Now think of one more thing. If there is a village, a small town west, cities but no charging stations. How will the EV run there? In such a situation, Honda's hyper-hybrid engine can prove to be a big gift, because it has petrol as well as the fun of electric, and the battery keeps charging automatically. Apart from this, Honda has also provided regenerative braking in it. That is, whenever you apply brakes, this system stores that energy in the battery. This makes the battery charging even more smart and increases the range of the car. That too without putting much load on the engine. The most special thing about this hyper-hybrid system is that it is user-friendly. There is no need to press any button, no need to change any mode. The car itself decides when to activate which system, and this is what takes it ahead of other hybrid vehicles. Currently, in the world of E, issues like charging facility cost of battery replacement and falling performance in winters remain big obstacles. But Honda has struck a balance that gives you the benefits of EV technology and the power of a petrol engine. And the best part, you don't have to look for a plug, worry about charging time, or worry about battery life. That means Honda has solved the three biggest problems of EV in one go. How will its cost and maintenance be compared to an EV? Now let's talk about the question that comes to every car buyer's mind. I will buy the car, but how much will it cost? And this is where Honda's new hyper-hybrid engine wins people's hearts. Because compared to the cost of buying an EV, this engine is really emerging as a very cheap and intelligent option. First of all, let's talk about the price of EV. Today, to buy a good EV, you may have to spend at least $15,000 to $20,000 or even more. And if you take an EV from an international brand like Tesla or BYD, then this price goes up to $30,000 to $60,000. On the other hand, if you hybrid, med the car in the same segment, such as Honda Accord Hybrid or Honda Civic Hybrid, then it is available at a lower price than EV, meaning you are getting almost the same technology and comfortable ride, but at a lesser price. Now there is another cost that people forget, the EV charging setup. If you are charging a hybrid car at home, if you get a charging point installed, the cost of its wiring installation and electricity can cost you from $50,000 to 1 lakh rupees. And if you charge the vehicle at a fast charging station, then there too you have to pay a separate fee for each charging. On the contrary, Honda's hyper-hybrid engine is such that it does not need to be charged. It also uses less petrol, and the battery gets charged automatically while the vehicle is running. That means neither the hassle of charging at home, nor the tension of finding a public charger. Now let's talk about the biggest expense, EV battery replacement. Batteries of EV vehicles are not cheap. If the battery ever gets damaged, or its performance starts declining, it can cost up to 4 rupees, 7 lakh rupees to get a new battery. In some high-end EVs, the cost of replacing the battery can go up to 10 lakh rupees. Now imagine half the cost of the car is spent on the battery alone. There is no such risk in Honda's hyper-hybrid engine. Its battery does not have much load because this entire system is designed in such a way that the petrol engine and the electric motor share the work. The battery is used only when you start drive at low speed or do braking. Apart from this, the petrol engine keeps giving backup. This increases the life of the battery, and there is no need to replace it. Now let's talk about maintenance. People like EVs because they do not have things like engine oil change or clutch. Hence, maintenance is less. But the truth is that when something goes wrong in EVs, it is difficult to get parts and the cost is very high. On top of that, for every small thing, you have to go to the EV service center, which is not available everywhere. This new hyper-hybrid engine from Honda changes the game in this case too. It has a petrol engine, but with so much technology that you will not need to get it serviced very often. And even when you need it, there is no special tension because Honda's service centers are present everywhere in India, and their parts are also available at cheap rates. On top of that, Honda cars are considered reliable anyway. They break down less and last longer. Another special thing is that the hyper-hybrid engine has a self-diagnosis system. That is, even if there is a problem, the car itself tells what is the problem and where it is. This saves time as well as cost. It's clear EVs have a higher upfront cost. Charging is expensive. Battery replacement is a headache, and maintenance, if any, is heavy. Honda's hyper-hybrid engine, on the other hand, is cheaper charges, automatically is easy to maintain, and also saves petrol. Honda's market game plan, a slow, deep strike. Honda's market game plan has always been different from other companies. While many brands make a big noise about every small update, holding press conferences and creating hype on social media, Honda operates quietly and calmly. It never engages in loud marketing or repeatedly announces its plans to the world. Honda's style is simple. Work first, then surprise the world with the results. This is why when the entire EV market is in a state of flux today, the biggest reason for this is Honda's silent but deep strike. Honda has been gradually refining hybrid technology for the past 7 to 8 years, but no one took it seriously. Everyone's focus was on EVs. Brands like Tesla, BYD, and Hyundai were launching new EV models every day, leading people to believe that EVs were the future of the world. But Honda knew that the real challenge lay not in EVs, but in the infrastructure that supports them: charging stations, battery technology, electricity costs, and weather-related performance. Honda saw that the world wasn't fully ready for EVs, so it did what it always does: understand the real problem and develop a practical solution. Honda never sold hybrids as a competition against EVs, it simply quietly improved them. Every year brought small updates. New efficiency gains, more refined engines, and more responsive electric motors. Honda City Hybrid Accord, Hybrid CR. Hybrid. These models gradually won people's trust. Honda didn't make any big announcements or make any grand claims yet. Millions of people around the world began shifting to hybrid technology. Honda's silent strategy works because the company first perfects the technology and then brings it to the mass market. It relies on performance, not hype. EV companies were selling the world dreams, but Honda was creating solutions to real-life problems. Customers purchasing EVs faced equally significant challenges. Charging time difficulties with long trips, the cost of battery replacement, and reduced range in cold weather. Honda understood these issues thoroughly and realized that if the world wants a green future, EVs alone aren't enough. Smart solutions like hybrids are also essential. Honda's quiet strategy has another major advantage: the company's credibility. People know that Honda doesn't make extravagant claims. When Honda introduces technology, it's tested stable and highly reliable in the long term. That's why when Honda introduced its new hybrid generation, the world was astonished. Such a smooth drive, such low fuel costs, such a powerful drive with so little maintenance. No one expected this. Honda quietly cornered the EV companies. While other brands were trying to outdo each other, Honda was following the path that was the most practical and most sensible. Today, the world is turning back to hybrids, and the biggest reason for this is Honda's silent yet powerful approach. Honda's real game plan is to solve real customer problems until the EV arrives. It creates technology with an eye to the future, but never forgets the needs of the present. That's why today Honda's hybrid isn't just an engine but a warning to the entire industry. That victory always comes to those who get down to business without making a fuss. Honda's quiet attack is so profound because it didn't sell hype. It delivered value, and value always wins. That's why Honda's hybrid game will force the entire EV market to rethink itself in the coming years. Which vehicles will be equipped with this new engine? Honda's new hybrid engine won't be limited to just one model. In the future, Honda is preparing to transition its entire international lineup to this technology. The company's vision is clear: to provide customers with an option that is practical, affordable, and easy to use in everyday driving while avoiding the hassles of EVs. Therefore, in the coming years, this new hybrid system will be seen in the Honda Civic Accord, CR-V-HR, of City Jazz Fit, and many other models. The Civic Hybrid is already making waves in many countries around the world. The Accord Hybrid has become America's best-selling hybrid sedan. The CR-V Hybrid has become a favorite among families. And the HR-V Hybrid is becoming the perfect option for both young people and families. This Honda EV lineup offers a smooth electric-like drive while eliminating the uncertainty and charging stress, making it a unique choice in every market around the world. Now, let's talk about the global market's reaction. Honda's move truly disrupted the EV market. In the US, people had long been troubled by EV charging issues. Short charging stations, rising electricity prices, and declining range in cold weather. With the introduction of Honda's hybrid system, people realized that an EV-like experience could be achieved without charging, leading to record sales of the Accord Hybrid and CR-V Hybrid. While Japan already favors practical things, the high cost of electricity makes purchasing an EV unaffordable. With the introduction of Honda's hybrid technology, people are rapidly shifting to hybrids there as well. Even in Europe, which has been a supporter of EVs from the beginning. Many countries lack home charging facilities, lack parking space, and slow public charging. Honda's move offers people an option that offers no charging worries, no range concerns, and no weather issues. Analysts now say it clearly. Hybrid is back, and Honda brought it back because Honda has changed the direction of the EV race. But the big question is the dream of EVs dying? The answer is no. EVs aren't going away, but the future of EVs is about to change. In the future, 3 types of technologies will compete in the market: hybrid, EV, and hydrogen. Hybrids are the most practical option in today's world because they offer the smooth drive of EVs, the long range of petrol, and eliminate the worry of charging. EVs are still part of the future, but their success depends on charging infrastructure and new battery technologies such as solid-state batteries. Hydrogen technology is also slowly advancing, but mass adoption is still far away due to the limited number of hydrogen stations. Honda, understanding this future, has chosen a very wise path, providing comfort and reliability by offering hybrids now, while continuing research on EVs and hydrogen. This is why experts predict that by 2030, hybrid vehicles will have a greater share of the world's market share than EVs. The EV race will continue, but Honda has turned it in a different direction, one where practical needs, affordability, and real-world conditions will be put first. Honda didn't make any noise, but now the world understands that this quiet move by Honda is actually going to be the biggest turning point in the auto industry. That's all for today's video. See you in the next video. But before you go, subscribe to the channel so you can be the first to see any new update, new technology, or major revelation in the automobile world. Subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications.